Hi guys, it's Chrissy the Crystal Indigo, and I am here with a Twin Flame energy update for June 16th to June 22nd. Now, before I get in the reading, I would love to tell all of you how amazing you are, and thank you for my new subscribers. I've gotten 20 new subscribers over the last week. And again, for me, it's not about how many subscribers I have, but the ones I do have. I thank you for your loyalty, and I thank you for your beautiful comments that you've been leaving in the comment section. If you would like to know a little bit more about me and what I do, there is some information about me in the description box and my gifts, etc. But again, I'm really excited, not just for this twin flame reading, but also for the full moon in Sag. I am a Sag. Um, and I'm really excited about what's to come for all of us, because I know we've all been feeling this like sense of like positive anxiety, like, oh my God, something is near, something is happening, something is like coming, towards me. Something is like, what is it? What is it? What is it? So I'm just really excited to do my full moon affirmations tonight. And of course, I'm going to dedicate one of my affirmations to my twin flame. Um, and for those who don't know about that, I can share my journey with you guys on another video just to help you guys along. But with that being said, I want to dive right into this twin flame energy update for June 16th through June 22nd. The top row is the feminine, the bottom row is the masculine. The twin flame message cards that I use are from Mystic Moon, as well as I use her oracle cards as well by Mystic Moon. So the top is the message that the Divine Feminine has for the Divine Masculine, and the bottom is the message that the Divine Masculine has for the Divine Feminine. Sorry about that. So let's dive right into this. So for the first card that came out for Divine Feminine, it's nostalgia. So I feel like with the Divine Feminine, like she's gaining, this is what I'm feeling and what is just resonating like in the energy. And I feel like with the Divine Feminine, could be male or female, like you're taking control back of your heart. This is why I see this. Like some say other interpretations of this card, but I feel like you're taking control of your heart. Sorry. And not saying that like you don't love your twin, like you're not dedicated to the journey, but it's like you're putting, like, you've got this heart by the chain, like you see that, and it's like, you know what, I need to work on like my self-love, what I need to give back to myself. So I think right now the Divine Feminines are really moving with this energy of like self-love. How do I treat myself better? How do I love me more? And every day they're slowly waking up and realizing like, oh my God, like my body's beautiful, like my like my hair is beautiful, my face is beautiful, like saying things to themselves that they normally wouldn't say. And it's because for the Divine Feminine, they were always sending that energy outward instead of placing it inward within themselves. So I feel like this is why we got the nostalgia card here. With summer, I feel like summer is on the 21st, I believe, the summer solstice. So with that being said, I feel like for the Divine Feminine, like this summer, you're definitely going to go through some positive and great changes. And like, I'm hearing like make a name for yourself, like put yourself out there. Like it's just all about you. And it's like people are going to see you in a different light, in a different way. And so I feel like for a lot of the Divine Feminine, like this summer is really all about you. This summer is really all about you making changes and going forward in the journey and realizing exactly, what this connection really means versus what you thought it was before. The next card that came out is patience. So the Divine Feminine is no longer like chasing her Divine Masculine. I feel like Divine Feminine is just being patient and letting love and light take over, and also instead of resisting, actually listening to the divine and her ancestors or his ancestors or spirit guides, because this connection, as we all know, it's divinely protected. So whatever's for you is going to be for you. So you shouldn't have to fear anything. That's what causes, like, I feel like, when you fear, it just brings like this dark cloud around. And then you notice, like, when you're really positive and you're in a good place, like, nothing can take the light away from, you know, your journey, this connection. The next card that came out is a new direction. Like, a lot of divine feminines, it's not that you're like walking away from like your twin flame. If you see in the distance, like, that's that light, that's that divine, that's that spirit, like, that's what you're walking towards. Like, you're walking towards what you're being called to do, what your life path is, what your life purpose is. And it's not that you're leaving your twin flame behind. um, and I can get into that a little more once I go into the masculine spread. But it's like you've awakened, like, you really know what it is that you want, you really know what it is that you should be doing, and you're finding all of this out. It's all, like, it's been bubbling, a little bit now, but when the summer hits and going forward, like, you're gonna take off like a rocket. So good job, divine feminine. Keep up the work. Keep doing the healing work. Keep doing your positive affirmations, and keep sending your twin flame love and light, regardless if you're in separation or not. Because the um, the overall lesson is like unconditional love. And if you know that you've been through it with your twin flame, and, like, you know, lied to, screwed over, drug along, the separations, the runner chaser, um, thing that is like so familiar with the twin flame journey. If after all of that you still can see your twin, and you can have that love in your heart, and that, like, like, even though the obvious has happened, like, you're on the right track. So keep moving forward. Okay. So what came out for divine masculine, the first card, is family. So I feel like with divine masculine, like, that's what's on his mind now. Like, for some of the collective, because it's like, I want this unity. Like, I want this foundation, and like, this is what's really on my mind right now. And it's like, you see the sun, like, in the background, and I feel like, if your divine masculine, could be interchangeable, woman or man, does not have a family already, like, this is what's on his mind, like, or her mind. It's like, this is what I want. I want that solid foundation. This is what I need. And then also for some of the collective, it could be like, I have this, but with the grief card coming out next to it, it's like, for some, I would say, like, a karmic kind of situation, because it's like, okay, they have children with someone else, but here's my twin flame. Like, how am I able to have this foundation and honor the journey with my twin flame? And for some of them, like, this is rough, and it's like causing a lot of grief, because it's like, I can say in my situation, like, my twin flame um, has, a child with another person, and my twin flame ended up being caught, like, just couldn't make a decision. I mean, even though that wasn't verbally said to me, I knew intuitively that that was something that was really eating at his heartstrings. And I could tell by the fact that, like, even though, like, he wanted to break away from me, even though he wanted to separate from me, like, the energy, like, that twin flame magnetic, like, energy, you guys know what I'm talking about, it kept drawing him back. Like, no matter, like, how, if he tried to be mean to me or whatever, how some people try to be mean to you because, like, deep down they really love you, and, like, they try to push you away to just see if, like, man, if I could just, like, push this person away, then it'll be done. But because it's divinely ordered, it's hard. And if the person isn't awakened as you are, the masculine, then they're not understanding, like, what is this magnetic? Like, why am I pulled to this person? Like, why do I keep going back? Why do I keep going back? It isn't materialistic. It isn't just, sexual. It's something else bigger than this, and I need to, excuse me, I need to understand it. So that's how I feel about, like, you know, this card here, when you have family, then you have grief, like this is what's happening. And then it's like, um, the next card that came out, you got communication. Like there is a lot of us twin flame, masculine, feminine, that are in no contact right now. We're not seeing each other. We're not talking to each other. I know myself as feminine that I send love and light like every few days, like, you know, healing energy and things like that, because I know it's something that my twin needs to work on, and he has a lot of, you know, past life child traumas and things like that. And so I try to do my best in just helping without him knowing I'm helping, but I kind of get the sense that he knows. So at the end of the day, I've decided to like let him speak when he's ready to speak, but still send that unconditional love. And then since I know my spirit guides and the divine has divinely orchestrated this connection, I've just let go of the resistance and allowed them to take full control of the situation. And I feel like the divine masculine wants to communicate. He either wants to communicate like, look, I've been having these dreams, like I've been seeing synchronicities, like 111, 222, things like that. My third eye has been like hurting me, like my headaches, like what is this? Like, because for some of us in the collective, like divine masculine is not awakened yet, but now he's starting to go through his transformation. And when it gets to be too much, I really feel like this is where the communication comes in, and this is where the truth starts to come out. Like, yes, I have been having you in my dreams. Yes, I have been feeling these emotions. Yes, I have been seeing certain things that I don't understand. And because he knows that you are more experienced in this area, because you guys, of course, have had like talks about it, um, he's gonna let that ego down. He's gonna let that fear loose and confess and just be like, you know what, like I need help, like I need support. And that's gonna be a really amazing thing, because right after that, here comes the commitment, because it took this communication for you guys to understand, for him to understand. Divine masculine could be interchangeable, like I always say. For them to understand, this is where I'm supposed to be. This is where I should have been a long time ago. And you have to let, you know, the universe, divine spirit, you have to let even your angels, let them take control, because um, you know, we're here on 3D and we see the different outcome in our twin in 5D. Like I could be in separation with my twin, and I'll give you an example, and then someone passed in my family, and then 2 days after that person passed, like my twin shows up in a vivid dream, and he's like, you know, I'm here, like everything's gonna be okay. And I woke up and I just was just so happy, and I was just like, wow, like even though he's not here and we're in separation, like he still comes to me, and he talks to me, and his soul lets my soul know like what he really feels. And so um pay a close attention to your dreams. I have a dream journal. I write down every dream, even if I wake up and I know I have to get ready for work, I'll put it in my notes in my iPhone. um I just really have taken a liking to that, because it helps me understand certain things, and I can go back and look and be like, okay, now this is why this happened. So for the divine feminine and masculine, like you guys are on your way. Like for divine feminine, have more patience, follow the light. Divine masculine, he's realizing what this connection is, slowly but surely, and it is leading to commitment. And this is what I was saying earlier, when you see her walking to the new direction, and then for divine masculine you see commitment. Yeah, you guys are coming into union. It's not you taking a new direction and like, yeah, you know what, you're dumped, because your twin flame is going to be with you regardless. Like I tell my twin flame, you know, all the time, I've loved you in past lives, I love you in this life, and I'll love you more in future lives, because some of us are just, you know, connected from past lives and continue on until we learn the lesson. And I remember one day I got mad at my twin flame, and I was like, man, can you just get it together? I'm not trying to do this again next time. I want to get it done right now. and and since my twin flame is not awakened, I know he was like, what in the HE double hockey sticks is this girl talking about? So it's like, eventually your twin flame is going to understand the terms. Eventually your twin flame is going to finally get what you were saying. But, you saw how you came into your journey. It takes time. It takes understanding. It takes, like, letting go. And like I always tell, my viewers, subscribers, I resisted so long just for my spiritual gifts in general, even before I met my twin flame. But that's funny because after I was let go and allowed and accepted me for who I was, like a year later, you know, strolls up. But you guys have to let go of the resistance. You have to love yourself, your authentic, genuine self, unconditionally as well. And you have to love you. Like, if you're not loving you to the best of your ability, to the way, God, spirit, angels, divine loves you, you're not loving yourself the right way. You have to love unconditionally. You love somebody whether wrong or right, not conditionally, like, oh, okay, so it's off, it's cut off because you did this. No, it doesn't matter what they've done. And what really amazes me is the same thing with my twin flame journey. It's like, oh my God, I can go on a list of things that I was just like, you know what, I'm done. And then it's like right there, that unconditional love. And then when we see each other, it's like nothing ever happened. And I just found that so weird. Like, the fight was never brought up. What we were into, it was never brought up. It was just like we picked up right where we left off. And that's the thing. Like, you have those separations. What's really unique about mine is like every 3 months. Come together, and then we separate. Every 3 months. Every 3 months. Every 3 months. Three. So, that's the healing key. Like, you notice, like, when you're in separation, like, your twin is thinking, you're thinking, like, you're working on yourself, you're getting yourself together, then you guys can heal something, you come back, boom, heal something else. And eventually, that last comeback where you've healed, pretty sure you're going to be in union, because there's nothing left for you to heal, because you both have taken the time out to work on yourself. Now let's dive into these twin flame messages by Mystic Moon. So the first is the message to Divine Masculine from Divine Feminine. And the first message says, our connection still affects me. Of course it does. Like, that's your twin flame. It's not going anywhere. And if you guys think it's going anywhere, you might as well wake up and smell the coffee, because no matter where you go, no matter what happens, that connection's always going to be there if this is your true twin flame. The next card says, I'm a better person because of you. Yeah, the Divine Feminine knows that because of this connection with the twin flame, it has caused her to heal in so many ways that she's never expected, regardless of how, it came off like toxic, or, oh my God, this feels like it's too much. Your masculine brought out a lot of things that you needed to heal as well. I never thought that I would be able to talk to my mother on the phone more than 5 minutes. And last year, I finally had that talk. And before that, we weren't speaking for 15 years. My mom missed my prom. She's missed graduation. She's missed college graduation. She's missed a lot of things. And I had to come face to face with that. And we had to have that discussion. And it was just the most beautiful thing, because, like, she cried. She just was feeling like crap, and she owned it. And it was the part that allowed the forgiveness of her accepting her accountability. You understand what I'm saying? And then I was like, oh, okay, cool. And I was like, okay, well, I mean, it's really weird, to be like, mom, daughter, this, that, and the other. But, like, let's start as friends and, like, build back, And so it's been great. Like, now today I was like, Mom, like, no, that's not how you do it. Like, this, that. And I never had that relationship with her, ever. And so that's beautiful, because at least I know, that part was healed. The next message Divine Feminine has for Divine Masculine: I can't ignore the signs I'm receiving any longer. Yeah, we know that. Those signs, boy, those headaches. The next message is, I'm more affected than you know. So, like, to Divine Masculine, like, at first, like, how the Divine Feminine is. Like, of course, she's going to change. She's going to be like, oh my God, let's talk it out. Let's work it out, this and the other. But then Divine Masculine is going to notice, like, the change. Like, there's no emails. Like, there's no trying to communicate. Like, there's no reaching out on special days or holidays or birthdays. And then they're just like, wait a minute, like, something's off. Like, why isn't, like, she chasing me? Like, why isn't he chasing me? Like, you know? And then that's when the roles start to reverse. Because they can feel, it's not the fact that you're falling out of love with them. It's not the fact that you're running away from your connection. It's the fact that you are doing the work and you are loving yourself. And because you are doing that, you are bringing your twin closer and closer to you. Because that feeling they feel of disconnect, because you are a soul, you are one soul. So they feel that. And they also feel you healing. They also feel you in their heart. But again, if you're dealing with a twin masculine that's like unawakened, that's the part that's the doozy, because it's like, oh man, can you just like get a grip? Can you just understand what I'm trying to tell you? And some people are really afraid to tap into those waters because of, experiences they've seen growing up. So, again, patience, and everything will fall into place, right? So the last message that the Divine Feminine has for the Divine Masculine, like, I feel safer in silence. Yeah, right now, Divine Feminine doesn't want to say anything, because Divine Feminine doesn't want to feel stupid, like she is or he is constantly the one giving in. No, because the Divine Feminine has always been the one to give in. Divine Masculine runs off, and when he feels like he's losing the Divine Feminine, or the healing work has been hooked up for that time, he comes back, and then he's off, and then he comes back, and then he's off. And the Divine Feminine is like, you know what, I'm going to start keeping things to myself. I'm not going to be constantly beating you in the head with this spiritual talk, with this twin flame journey talk. I'm going to allow Divine and the spirit guides and the angels to shake you up themselves, just like I had to go through it. Because we're so quick to support and help because we've been through it. So it's like, yeah, like, I know what to do. I can help you make it easier. But it's not always like that. You're going to have your twin resist. Some twins aren't just open. And again, because of their reasons, past childhood traumas or things they've seen growing up, you have to allow them to come to their realization when they are ready to come to their realization, just like when you had to come to yours. Like I said, twin flames, like, we all have these spiritual gifts, etc. And just like, the twin flame journey, the spiritual, when you're dealing with your spiritual gifts, some can choose to shut it off, to not pay attention to it, and it does not affect them on any level. And there are others who are the chosen ones who cannot shut it off. Regardless, you're going to consistently get that nag. You're going to consistently get woken up in the middle of the night. Awesome. You're going to consistently, see things. And then it's to the point, like in my situation, where I was like, okay, God, like, whatever it is, just please don't scare me anymore. I'll accept, just lay it on gently. And, from that point, my spiritual gifts and my gifts just in general just took off like a rocket. And like now, it's like, I'm not afraid. Like, for what? Let me do what I gotta do. Let me get on my life path purpose so I can help others get on their life path purpose. And I know when people meet me, when people look into my eyes, they also are triggered to their awakening. And sometimes when I meet people, it's not like, oh my God, this is so amazing, I'm glad I met you. In my head, the first thing I think now is, what needs fixing? And that's how we think as healers, amongst other things, because you feel, you see You have your second sight, so you know, like, you see situations before, they happen. So let's get into the message Divine Masculine I have for the Divine Feminine. The first message reads, maybe we're just too different. And again, there goes that unawakening thinking where they don't understand the connection. Like, why is this? Like, why, they have to come to the realization on their own of what this connection is. And I know right now, June month, I am coining it the awakening month, because last June I got my first awakening, and I really feel like something in that June just triggers a lot of awakenings. So of course they think you two are just different, or, you know, something's off, because they're not understanding what this connection is. And maybe they are starting to, realize little tidbits. But again, you have to let them come into their knowing on their own. You can support them from a distance, especially if you have the gifts to, like, support by sending love and light, healing, and things like that. In the end, they'll know. And when you guys come to full union, they'll be like, it was you who was helping me, wasn't it? It was you. I knew it was. It was you who was praying for me or sending me energy. Yeah, they'll get it. The next message that the Divine Masculine have for Divine Feminine, your beauty still moves me. So who thinks you're like the most beautiful person in the world? Still thinks you're the most beautiful person in the world. Whether he's in his ego or not, whether he's upset with you or not, the heart never lies. That is the most purest form of truth you can ever receive. Like, that is your gateway to everything. So yes, your beauty still moves him. The next card, I still love you. Yeah, we know. We love you too. And it's like, for this Divine Masculine, they never expected to feel like this, to go through this, to come in contact with a person that could make them feel the way you make them feel. Granted, they may have, other relationships where they were in love, this, that, and the other, but no, you Divine Feminine, you opened up so much in your Divine Masculine that it's just like, regardless of what, I love you because you made me feel. I never felt before, and you made me feel. So some of your Divine Masculines could have been, like, unattached to their emotions. It was easier for them to just shut things off and walk away, even with the runner-chaser concept within you guys. But this Divine Masculine knows you made him feel. And he's never gonna, he can't forget that. And he's, right now, is like, his mind is just like all over the place. And the last message from the Divine Masculine to Divine Feminine, your words linger in my mind. So, with that being said, when it comes to Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine, the Divine Feminine is always going to tell the Masculine the truth, regardless of what. And it may come off blunt, and it may be harsh, but that's because that Divine Feminine can't sit here and butter up this Divine Masculine. And I feel like with this collective, Divine Masculine has always had people in his life that just tell him, what he wants to hear, or be his or her yes man, or allow his behavior to be okay because of maybe what he's gone through, during childhood or teenage years and so forth. But Divine Feminine is not going to do that, because Divine Feminine's love for her Divine Masculine is pure, it's true. And if you need to be told something, you're going to be told it, whether you like it or not. Because guess what? As days or months go by, you're going to sit back, Divine Masculine, and be like, man, you were right. Right? So, that is the message or energy update for the Twin Flame collective Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine for June 16th to June 22nd, 2019. Again, like, share, comment, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I would greatly appreciate it. And to you all, love and light.